From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Today, the anti-India group, and yes, I will call them the anti-India group, started saying that the eternal flame for India's martyrs, the Amar Jawan Jyoti, is being snuffed out. They attacked as a group. Their words matching each other as if on one giant WhatsApp group, these pseudos had got a message from up above to spread the lie as fast as they could. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they did. They went berserk, absolutely berserk this morning. And they went around berserk bemoaning the fact that India's martyrs, according to them, were being disrespected. The truth broadcast on Republic was this: far from being snuffed out, far from being snuffed out. The flame from the Amar Jawan Jyoti was being merged with the flame at the National War Memorial. The Amar Jawan Jyoti has been placed over the years below India Gate. And the India Gate, whether we like it or not, is a memorial to Indians who fought for the British Army during World War I, British Army. The National War Memorial, on the contrary, has the names of all Indians who have laid down their life for the nation. In fact, the National War Memorial is the only memorial which honors every single soldier who has made the supreme sacrifice since independence. And it is disgraceful that some people try to denigrate it. Rahul Gandhi, Shashi Tharoor. What do you do with these people? They try to denigrate it. What's worse, they try to provoke Indians and demoralize our forces openly. No shame. But now that Republic, and only Republic, has shattered their desperate attempt at creating a false narrative, they are saying now to us, no, we don't want any more controversy. We don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm sorry, we will force you to talk about it now. And I'm sorry, if you want to run away, that cannot be allowed. Because when you conspire to demoralize our forces, you are conspiring against the nation. And the very fact that the lobby tried to do so openly forces me to do what we must tonight. And that is this: to destroy the last shred of their lie and destroy it on live television this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number one. As the eternal flame at the Amar Jawan Jyoti was merged at the National War Memorial in a true tribute to our martyrs, why were some people trying to run down the forces' morale? Debate number two this evening. With Netaji's statue set to grace the canopy at the India Gate, I say tonight, and I say that clearly, rewrite the history of India. Rewrite history for good. That's debate number two, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on The Debate tonight. It's the ultimate tribute to our war heroes. Amar Jawan Jyoti's eternal flame merged with the torch at the National War Memorial.
Today we have a war memorial. So it is natural, logical, and in the natural course of things that those two should be merged.
The government forced to fact-check the lobby and the Vadra Congress. The flame has not been extinguished and will keep burning in the remembrance of all Indian martyrs. From the surgical strike to Chinese propaganda, it's time to counter those who are running down the morale of our forces. A towering tribute to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, a majestic Netaji statue to come up at India Gate to honor his contribution to India's freedom struggle. With the Netaji statue at India Gate, the government sends out a message on rewriting history from a post-colonial lens.
आपको किसी और का चेहरा दिख रहा है यूपी में कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से?
जी,
तो फिर
तो आप ही चेहरा है मतलब।
दिख तो रहा है ना सब जगह मेरा चेहरा।
With no electoral record or experience or success, Priyanka Vadra has declared herself the challenger to Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh. And ladies and gentlemen, whether it was the surgical strike or Balakot, or whether it was amplifying Chinese propaganda, the Vadra Congress and their self-serving, sycophantic, loyal lobby have made it a pattern to run down the morale of the army. But tonight they are using the merger of the Amar Jawan Jyoti to target our forces. We are forced to fact-check. Let's debate.
At 3:50 p.m., the eternal flame of Amar Jawan Jyoti was merged with the flame at National War Memorial.
A historic occasion for India as the Amar Jawan Jyoti has been now shifted and merged with the eternal flame at National War Memorial after 7 decades of India getting its first National War Memorial, where the Amar Jawan Jyoti has now been shifted. CISC Air Marshal B.R. Krishnan did the honors in a solemn ceremony in which the flames from all the 4 frames from Amar Jawan Jyoti were taken into a torch, and with full honors it was marched and moved towards the National War Memorial.
But there was an attempt to politicize this historic movement as well. It started with a misleading tweet from former Congress President Rahul Gandhi. He tweeted, and I quote, "It is a matter of great sadness that the immortal flame that used to burn for our brave soldiers will be extinguished today. Some people cannot understand patriotism and sacrifice." A statement amplified by other Congress leaders.
What is happening is a national tragedy. It is a travesty. It is an attempt to rewrite history. The Amar Jawan Jyoti is imbued in the collective consciousness of more than 1 billion people.
But here's a fact check for the Congress. The flame hasn't been extinguished, but merged. Names of post-independence war heroes aren't inscribed at India Gate. Instead, all of it are housed at the National War Memorial.
National War Memorial was constructed. Now this War Memorial, National War Memorial, pays homage to all the fallen soldiers, the brave hearts, from independence onwards. The government has decided now to merge the flames, as it were, because so that since all the ceremonies are taking place at the National War Memorial as it is appropriate, as it should be.
But this is not an isolated incident that Vadra Congress has used to run down the morale of our forces.
Must be asked as to who provided the kilograms of RDX, the Mi-4 carbines and rocket launchers to the homegrown so-called terrorists.
खराब तब लगता है कि जब हमारे भी थल सेना अध्यक्ष एक सड़क के मतलब गुंडे की तरह अपने बयान देते हैं।
जम्मू कश्मीर में जिन्होंने अपना खून दिया है, जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के लिए सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किया है, उनके खून के पीछे आप छुपे हुए हो, उनकी आप दलाली कर रहे हो।
The pattern has been evident for years, and army veterans have a message for the Vadra Congress.
मैं तो बिल्कुल समझता हूँ ये अननेसेसरी है। इसमें मेरे को नहीं समझ लगता ये कंट्रोवर्सी है किस चीज़ की, कोई कंट्रोवर्सी नहीं है।
It's time for another reality check for the Vadra Congress.
Nupur Sharma of the BJP General Shaukin Chauhan is former chairperson of the ceasefire monitoring group of the Indian Army. Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan, former DG Assam Rifles, former GOC 1 Corps. Colonel D.P.K. Pillai is a well-known defense expert, Shaurya Chakra awardee. General K.K. Sinha is also with us tonight. Monojit Mandal is with us tonight. Dinesh Vashni of the CPI is with us tonight. Ehtesham Hashmi, advocate of the Supreme Court, is with us tonight. I want to ask you, Kapil, your party, the party which you very aggressively support, the Vadra Congress, started saying this morning that the eternal flame at the Amar Jawan Jyoti is going to be snuffed out. Now you can't say we didn't say it, you said it. This Shashi Tharoor said it actually. He's in the Congress party, right? And then there were some journalists who used the exact same words. Rahul Gandhi said it. Basically, the Congress party made an assertion that in a direct insult to the forces, the government of India had decided to snuff out the Amar Jawan Jyoti as an insult to the Indian military, Indian armed forces. Please tell me, why did they say this? Why did they say it?
I'll ask you a question here. Yes,
no, why did they? The question being, why did they say it?
Yes.
Why did they say it?
Allow me to respond, Arnab. Yes, allow me to respond, Arnab. Now, have you ever in your life seen an incident where you where you change the place where you go and pay your homages? Has this happened ever in anyone's life? I am just asking a very, very simple question. Let's look at the situation a little dispassionately. What we are facing here, nobody can possibly dispute, and the government should be lauded for creating a national war memorial. And there cannot be a possible, argument or question against the government that, they have done a good job by creating a national war memorial. But the point we are trying to argue here is that the Amar Jawan Jyoti has a historical significance too. You can't simply come and say, oh, we will now change the place, we will merge it. I mean, how can this be possible? If we call it as an Amar Jawan Jyoti, that means it is eternal. If you say that it is being merged with the national Jyoti, which will light at the National War Memorial, it is not going anywhere. The argument, I think, is contradictory.
Just 1 minute. You tried very hard. Nupur, 1 minute. Bereft of passion, but loaded with facts, I want to tell you that the National War Memorial is the only memorial honoring every soldier who made the supreme sacrifice. But you know what, Nupur? He's trying to run. This is what the lobby does when I take them on directly on my program. He's trying to run. He's trying to change the subject. The subject is only this. You tried to provoke India, provoke the country. As they say in colloquial Hindi, you tried to provoke them by saying that the Amar Jawan Jyoti is being extinguished. What an extreme statement. One minute. You said it was being extinguished. Did you say it was being extinguished? Do you know the implications of that? 1 minute, I will not allow you. I just want to know. Look at what Rahul Gandhi, your leader, said. He said, बहुत दुख की बात है कि हमारे वीर जवानों के लिए अमर जवान ज्योति जो जलती थी उसे आज बुझा दिया गया. What does this mean, Nupur? What does बुझा दिया गया mean?
Well, Jai Hind to you, Arnab, to the co-panelists, certainly to the veterans and to all your viewers. Let's have first a few facts here right now.
We Indians have only one single national war memorial, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of this country, Shri Modi ji, in February 2019. There is no other national war memorial as it is that stands in India. Point number 2, there is an Amar Jawan Jyoti which is burning at the National War Memorial as well, which by foot is hardly a kilometer away from the India Gate. Point number 3, it was never extinguished. And I'm sorry if my friend from Congress right now is trying to imply that our forces cooked up this procedure, which you can clearly see is not extinguishing, it is merely carrying forward. They cooked up this tradition, this convention of carrying forward and ensuring that the eternal flame actually burns at the Indian National War Memorial. Then I'm sorry to say that's a direct attack at our forces and their conventions and their traditions as well. Point number 4, and most importantly, perhaps what I could sense are these 2 suspicions that I carry right now. It has nothing to do with the memory of those fallen brave hearts who died protecting you, me, and all of us. But perhaps it has a lot to do with the fact, as I heard another veteran who's not on this debate but on another channel, if a foreign dignitary is visiting, are you going to take him to 2 flames? Because there is only one Indian National War Memorial. Point number 2, is it because perhaps our friends in Congress have more of an issue about, Indira Gandhi and the fake Gandhi Nehru Parivar legacy in buildings using taxpayers' money going out? Because the fact remains that the Amar Jawan Jyoti under the British-built India Gate never named anybody from the 1971 war. All those names find spaces in the Indian National War Memorial, which accounts up to 22,500 fallen braveheart soldiers of this country. So I'm perhaps, my suspicion number 2 perhaps is also the case that Angrez chale gaye, India Gate chhod gaye, Angreziyat bhi chhod gaye, aur Angrezon ke hume Indian National Congress bhi chhod gaye. So perhaps they want the legacy of India being a colony to be remembered always. And this is shameful to say the least. They are more proud of an Amar Jawan Jyoti which did not even carry the names of our fallen bravehearts, but is more concerned about politicizing this issue rather than welcoming it. And also, fact that I've heard veterans say, I was never in the forces, is that
only for temporary purposes. Every veteran
I've heard in my debates, and this is the 3rd or 4th I'm doing of the day, I've heard every veteran say it was never meant to be the permanent eternal flame, which did not name a single fallen braveheart.
So, when our martyrs are getting a rightful tribute, look at it in perspective. Our martyrs are getting a rightful tribute at the National War Memorial instead of a flame burning at a colonial legacy, which only has the names of the martyrs who fought for the British during the World War. Why did the Congress say today that history is being erased? Which part of history is being erased? And the problem is, viewers, I'll tell you what, they will want to run away from this question. Today they are quiet. On the right hand side you can see Manojit Mandal is quiet, Dinesh Varshni is quiet, Ehtasham Hashmi is quiet because they are confused tonight. No, because they thought. They thought
give me a chance. How can I?
I'm giving you a chance, Dinesh Varshni. Dinesh Varshni, I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a chance, Dinesh Varshni. I'm giving you a chance, Dinesh Varshni. And my chance begins with a fundamental question that your party.
I would like to give you certain.
No.
Will you please allow me?
No right to defame us like this.
Arnab, please.
No, one second. Who is speaking? Dinesh. Okay, Dinesh Varshni. Dinesh Varshni goes first.
These 3 retired military personals that the war memorial near the National Stadium is not the only war memorial in the country. There are several war memorials in the cantonments of various cantonments of the country, as well as martyrs column in the various cantonment and civilian locations of India.
Now, are you going to?
I have seen at least more than 15 war memorials myself in the country, in the cantonments and other than the cantonment civilian areas. Number 2, it is an extinguishing of the fire at the Amar Jawan Jyoti, whether you put it any term. In fact, the biggest military achievement has happened in India was 1971 war. The BJP wanted to erode that history because they never respected the valor of the army, the martyrdom of the soldiers. They were the part and parcels of the British Empire.
Sir,
I am very thankful to Nikud. She is criticizing the Congress today.
Sir,
but their party, RSS, Hindu Mahasabha, were all the part and parcels of the British monarchy.
Sir, you did not even speak out against. You did not even speak out. Sir, you did not even. Sir, you did not even. You did not even stand.
1970 war military achievement was the biggest achievement. It was the glorious history of the country. You cannot erode the history. You wanted to
Mr.
do
Varshney.
it. A day will come, then they will say, we are removing the Gandhiji photo.
Mr.
Varshney. They will
Varshney.
come, they will say that all history books...
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Mr. Varshney, I'm coming in. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The fact is, you lied and we caught you out. There is no point getting worked up about it. The Amar Jawan Jyoti is not being snuffed out. You lied, you tried your best. You've been lying for a long time. You've been part of Chinese propaganda for a long time with a single-minded agenda of trying to demoralize the forces. I will have to investigate what your interest is in demoralizing the forces. What's your interest, sir?
No. I will never mention the name of the cantonments.
What is your interest?
I have seen the war memorials and the location.
Are you
I've seen the monuments.
okay? I'll get General Shaukin. I'll get General Shaukin Chauhan on this. General Shaukin Chauhan, you've seen the politicians wade right into the controversy. Now they don't know.
Even the sunshine has come first time in India during the Modi ji's Raj.
So why don't you rise above Modi hate? Think about the country. I want General Shaukin Chauhan to come in, please. Yes, General Shaukin Chauhan. What's your response when you see politicians wading into this?
Modi ji has to think about the country. Only Arnab People's pockets have been emptied.
General Shaukin Chauhan, please.
The economy is declining. It is in the worst shape of the world.
General Shaukin Chauhan, please. Thank you. General Shaukin Chauhan. General Chauhan, can you hear me? Line dropped as well. Okay, we'll have, and I'm calling out the names. We'll have Ehtasham Hashmi, who's getting overexcited on the right, and Colonel DPK Pillai on the left. Actually, General Shaukin Chauhan is back. General Shaukin Chauhan, you've seen the politicians wade right into the controversy. Now they do not want me to take this debate any further. They'll try and attack me. They'll go personal. Look at Ehtasham. He's jumping about like an overexcited person over the last 5 minutes. Question here is, they got it wrong. They got it wrong. They told India that the eternal flame is being snuffed out. Now, on my program, they're not being able to explain why they lied, but did they not lie? Did they not misrepresent the facts? Did they not amplify a falsehood? General Chauhan, your take.
Good evening, Arnab. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Without getting into what the politicians are trying to say, all I'm saying is that when I was the GOC 8th Mountain Division in Kargil, I too removed the various memorials that were dotted from the Zojila Pass till Kargil and put them all in the memorial in Dras, which we made. So I agree with the fact that the eternal flame in India Gate was not the final flame. We had to have a national war memorial, and this is the progress that we had to take. We need to have one single war memorial, and I guess this is the right way to go about it.
So Ehtasham Hashmi, what was the need to politicize this, which was completely a military event? What was the need to politicize it? And why are you getting worked up? You just reply, no? Yeah. What was the need to politicize it?
Arnab, let me tell you one thing. Amar Jawan Jyoti is a symbol of sacrifice, and it's an iconic symbol of nation. I think you won't disagree to it. And it's a tribute to soldiers who have died for the country. And significance of a particular place is quite important for us. You can't change the place which has a historical significance like
that. You're saying India Gate. You're saying one minute. You're saying just a small counter. Small counter. Ehtasham, small counter. Ehtasham, small counter. Ehtasham, I'm just stating a fact to you. You are getting sentimental about the location. Just 1 minute. A small counter. A small counter, please. Thank you. A small counter. A small counter to you. I can't endorse this kind of attitude. 1 second, yeah. I am giving you a small counter. Who's telling you to endorse anything?
I can't endorse this kind of attitude.
No, okay, fine.
You can't jump in between like this.
1 minute, I'm asking you a counter. This is a debate. Why can't I jump? I'm countering you. It's a debate. In a debate, you're supposed to counter. My counter is this, and my counter is this. 1 minute. My counter is this. Ehtasham, I have told you 5 times that I'm asking you a counter. Don't run away from it. Please, Colonel Pillai is on the left. My counter to you is this, and the counter to you is this. You are getting attached to a place, and that place is the India Gate. The India Gate has the names of all those Indians who fought for the British Army. Tell me, Does the India Gate have the names of all those who laid down their lives for India post-independence? Does it? No. But the National War Memorial does.
Arnab, place is very important. Like Ram Janmabhoomi is very important for our brothers and sisters.
Which place?
Who are residing in India. Like Ram Janmabhoomi, it's place.
Which place is important? India Gate you're saying is important. No, when you mean place, which place is important? You mean under the canopy at India Gate?
Place.
You mean under the canopy at India Gate?
Place where Amar Jawan Jyoti.
No, and what is that place?
Of sacrifice.
And what is that place? Under the canopy at India Gate, right? Yes, where is the Amar Jawan Jyoti presently?
Have you not seen it? Have you not seen it? Now,
under the canopy at India Gate, right? So tell me,
allow me to make
Etasham, don't behave like an illiterate person. I am asking you, under the canopy at India Gate is the Amar Jawan Jyoti. Now we have a National War Memorial. I see no reason to be sentimentally attached to the India Gate.
Arnab,
which is a part of our colonial past.
Only an idiot can call me illiterate.
I am asking you, what is your sentimental attachment to India Gate?
Please learn to debate.
I'll mute you because you don't have the intellectual ability to answer a question in which you have been given a fact. The problem is you appear to be shallow, hollow, and yes, I'm telling you, you are discussing shorn of facts. I am asking you, what is the significance of India Gate? Tell all the viewers tonight. What is the significance of India Gate? He doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer.
Tell me.
He doesn't have an answer. He does. Look at him. Now he'll behave like that. We'll have to mute him because he's behaving in a silly way. What did he say? What did he say? You know,
I said only an idiot can call a Supreme Court lawyer an illiterate person.
Now, what I'd say, I said what is the significance of India Gate? My question to you, which you are not being able to answer. What is the significance of India Gate, Etasham? Tell me.
You please allow me to make my
point. No, I'm asking you, but I asked you the question 5 times. Now answer the question. Nupur will debate with you. What is the significance of India Gate?
I'm giving you
Nupur, let him answer here. Let him answer here. What is the significance of India Gate? 5 times, 10 times I'm asked him the question. He's jumping about like an excited person. What is the significance of India Gate? I find the fact that it has all the names of everyone who fought for British India not to be a matter of extreme significance. I believe the location where all our martyrs are to be honored must not be unnecessarily under a colonial shadow.
And there is a very big difference.
He's not being able to argue.
In India Gate and an Amar Jawan Jyoti.
You know, you don't understand one thing.
There are two things.
Is he not understanding?
One is India Gate and second is Amar Jawan Jyoti.
He can't understand. The problem is, Nupur, 1 minute. Nupur,
try to confuse the
Nupur, do you think?
Amar Jawan Jyoti is a separate issue
just
and India
reduce
Gate is
the
altogether a different issue.
you know. Our audience is very smart. They understand the question. They are smart enough to see that you are not being able to answer the question.
Yeah.
Nupur, just tell him the facts, please. What is the significance of India Gate?
We are discussing about Amar Jawan Jyoti, not about India Gate.
Well, you're right, Arnab. Arnab, you were right when you pointed out.
We are discussing
you will have to allow me to
please
speak. You have to please allow me to speak. Why did former Prime Minister of this country, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, only find a spot under the British-built India Gate canopy to have the eternal flame burning? For which, by the way, Professor Vashti, perhaps veterans would call me out if I'm wrong. There is no other eternal flame in India which ever burned apart from Amar Jawan Jyoti. And sir, I repeat, yes, there are war memorials. There is one in Dehradun, there is one in Tawang, there is one in Vizag. There are many war memorials, but there is only one national war memorial, which is why it is important to call out the fraudulence of the Congress party, which found it fit to use taxpayers' money to continue to build and name every possible publicly owned Sanstha association building after the fake Gandhi Nehru Parivar, but did not find it fit in 7 decades to build a single national war memorial in this country, which was only inaugurated in 2019. Now, interestingly, there was another canopy. I don't know if he would know. Till 1968, King George V statue resided there in India Gate. That's the significance. Like I said when I started, Arnab, the attachment that these people have to the British-built buildings, the Lutyens Delhi buildings, is perhaps the same as Indian National Congress also was founded by a British national called A.O. Hume. And now, I don't know about calling anybody an illiterate or an idiot. I'm sorry for this flowery language, and I'm sorry for what I'm going to say. But if the British-built building is going to be dearer to an Indian citizen than an Indian-made one, and a national war memorial at that, I'm sorry, it reeks of gulami. Use gulam kahenge, aur kuch nahi kahenge, because that's exactly what I said. Perhaps you want to show how we were of our colonial past and how we were gulams.
Ehtesham claims that he says he's very literate. I hope he is. Since he claims so, Ehtesham, on live television, you tell me, India Gate is a memorial to whom?
But here we are discussing about Amar Jawan Jyoti.
Oh, he's still not understanding. I'll move on to Manojit Mandal. He's not being able to answer. Manojit, the point being here, the point being tonight, what was the need to politicize a military event? What was the need for it?
So, I mean, can I just take 30 seconds to reverse your discourse by saying the people who were being tributed to in the India Gate, were they Indians or not? Of course they fought for the British Army, but they were poor, illiterate, innocent people exploited by the trickery of the British Empire. And I have no issue whatsoever in giving my tribute to the Indians who were killed between 1914 and 1921. If that is so, then first thing that you must do, you come and demolish Victoria Memorial. Incidentally, where your Prime Minister last year, exactly at this point in time, celebrated the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. You remember that particular event? You did not say anything about that in front of that colonial structure which was built.
What was the event
during
he went there for?
1905 anti-partition agitation, where people were dying. You were celebrating Netaji's birthday in front of the Victoria Memorial.
Inside,
you did not understand
not
that
in
this was
front
also
of.
a colonial structure.
Inside.
And
And
what
I think,
kind of an argument is this?
I think,
on the other side.
Can I give you a one-line response to that? Can I give you a one-line response? Monojit, if we are going to be intellectually locked into a debate, you hear my point. No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Monojit.
Rabindranath Tagore was also part of Indian National Congress.
Monojit.
What are you talking about?
Monojit. I'll tell you, I'll give you a one-line response to the debate. What you said.
Let us appropriate
Manojit, I'll give you a one-line response if I may.
Matters.
If I may, I'll give you a one-line response, please. Thank you. I'll
we
tell
are
you.
Celebrating the sacrifices of these people.
Okay, Manojit, I'll tell you one thing. I'll give you a one-line response to the debate. You
Whether
asked
they are
now you know, Manojit, I listen to you.
Okay,
Manojit, now listen to me. Listen to me. Did I say that those who...
Please answer my question. Do you consider the people who were killed during the British India?
Have I? Now, Manojit, when I'm answering your question, I don't want you to repeat it a second time. I want to give a chance to Colonel Pillai, so I don't want it to be a debate between you and me, but I will answer your question and then I'll respond, take it over to Colonel Pillai. The question is...
Please do.
Thank you very much. All the 90,000...
90,000 soldiers died serving the British. Were they Indians or not?
Now, if you finish, because I'm getting very irritated that you're repeating it a third time. Thank you. The 90,000. Thank you. The 90,000 soldiers of the British Indian Army who died serving the British Indian Army between 1914 and 1921 in Mesopotamia, Persia, East Africa. Right, during the third Afghan war,
so what?
And Colonel, I'll tell you more about it because I'm a student of history, unlike you, including even Flanders and France. They were Indians, but the simple point is the National War Memorial is a tribute to all martyrs from wars, including 62, 71, the wars before and after it. So it is a true Shraddhanjali to all the martyrs. You should not have politicized it today. I let Colonel Pillai respond. Colonel Pillai, they want to do politics over everything, I think.
Prior or after independence.
Colonel, I let Colonel Pillai put it in perspective, please. Thank you.
Celebrate Savarkar, who was also serving the British. You celebrate Savarkar, who
Let us
also
get
served
some
the British.
facts right on understanding what India Gate was and what is the history behind the National War Memorial. In 1911, when the Grand Darbar took place, it was announced that they're going to create a great empire and they plan to rule India and its dominions for about 1,000 years. And the India Gate was a memorial for the Indians who fought in the war, and all the names are not there, in fact, who died. There are just a few names just there, and all the state forces are not honored in that. A large number of people, men, material, and others. But you must also remember that during the concurrency of the war, that is from 1914 to 1919, the kind of anguish that the Indians at home went through. So I don't know whether you remember in March 1919, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place, and the Rowlatt Act that was the Gadar movement that had taken place, which Indians in New York and Canada and other places had actually created a movement. Do we remember them at all? Now, aren't they our heroes? Who are we supposed to, as Indians? I don't know of any other country that felicitates its former colonials the way that we do. We celebrate them. We are apologists for the British Raj, for whatever reason. If you see in 1947 when we became independent, I do not know the reason why an independent country allowed British army generals to continue in charge of our army till 15th of January 1949, when the war in Kashmir had ended. Within a month of us being independent, the war had started off in Kashmir. Now, obviously, there's been a design here. The design has been that British imperial designs to govern parts of the whole, the rest of Asia and sit over Gulf of Aden and others, even after their departure from India. And we only furthered them. I don't understand the reason why we allowed. And like someone earlier mentioned, till 1968, we had King George VIII, the statue inside the canopy. I must also add to you one important thing here, is that India continues to pay a lot of money for the Commonwealth war graves. Now, the Commonwealth's war wealth of the British, there's nothing common about the wealth there. It is only the British wealth. The British took away all our wealth, and I don't know why even today we are paying for maintaining these war graves in these countries. And we've been paying a large amount of money. And then 1960 was the first time that a demand for a national war memorial came up, and it is during the Kargil war that the group of ministers that decided that a war memorial should come up. It came out in 2001. The report was submitted, and they said that, and for years and years, this issue about a war memorial, a location for the war memorial came up. And finally, I remember I was in the National Security Council. We were part of the Empowered Committee that had decided those points that had to be pinned. And we had the meeting with the Ministry of Urban Development, where they said that the war memorial cannot be allocated land within Lutyens, Delhi, because it will upset the architectural beauty. Now, who were we honoring in the war, in the India Gate? The 1971 war, the Amar Jawan Jyoti was supposed to be a temporary measure. It was supposed to move to a national war memorial. And a national war memorial has to be at the place where, you know, if you see the ceremony is that the Prime Minister, the President, everyone visits. Whenever visiting dignitaries come, they're taken to the thing. So how can you have them visiting a canopy which is meant for which actually doesn't reflect the true realities of that? So I think what has happened today has been something that was long pending from 1960. The names of all those people etched there are Indians in service of India, fighting independent India's wars. They say there's nothing.
The point is, Colonel Pillai, as you said there, you rightly said in service of India. I have nothing against those brave Indians who fought for the British Indian Army. But I want to tell you a fact here today. And I wish Ehtesham, who says he's very literate, knew this. Ehtesham, listen to me, I'm teaching you something. Among the people, and all 90,000 names of the people who gave up their lives to the British Indian Army, even they are not there. A few thousand are there. Among the people whose names are inscribed are soldiers and officers from Great Britain on India Gate. Soldiers and officers, Kapil, from Great Britain, their names are inscribed on India Gate. I can also ask Kapil, why was there no real war memorial till now? The armed forces had raised the demand when Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister. If you cared about our martyrs, why wasn't there a war memorial till now? Don't tell me, tell General K.K. Sinha. Yes, Kapil Madan and K.K. Sinha, please.
Let me respond. I would like to first respond to my friend here. I would like to respond to my friend Nupurji here. Nupurji made a point that if we had to pay homage to our martyr soldiers, why did we choose something that was created by the Britishers? Now, I ask a question to Nupurji here. What are you trying to do here now? I saw a tweet by the Prime Minister. Now you will be installing Netaji's statue there. Now, if you have a problem that Amar Jawan Jyoti was decided to be flamed there and it shows our colonial past, then why are you using the same place to put Netaji's statue? I mean, what logic is this?
Yeah, because I can give one response. I can give one response before Nupur. No, I'm compelled. I'm compelled. No, Nupur will respond to you. Nupur will respond, but I will add one fact tonight. Because I'm quite. You know the fact is, Kapil. You know fact is, Kapil. Don't respond because I'm sharp with my rebuts. You are so frustrated tonight. Because Netaji's don't even dare to interrupt me right now. You are frustrated tonight because Netaji's statue hologram is there and Netaji's statue will be there. The fact of the matter is the Vadra Congress, known as the Indira Congress earlier, wanted to install a statue of Indira Gandhi there. It's a fact.
I mean, Arnab,
you wanted to install a statue of Indira Gandhi there. The proposal was there informally, didn't go through.
We know, Arnab.
Nupur is on the debate. Nupur is responding to you now.
The fact is, Arnab, let's have a few things clear. Can I please answer? I've been waiting my turn. I heard Professor Monajit Mandal, it's a bit rich. I got confused. Don't jump the gun. I never heard anybody destroying or bringing down any building. So for all your argument and your opinion about Victoria Memorial mein jaake kar dete or India Gate ko bhi, well, no. Amar Jawan Jyoti was never made temporarily, as the veteran before me specified, and as I've been hearing since morning today, it was never built and the eternal flame there was never lit for the fallen soldiers of the British Army. So don't mix up two things. It is not the case that Amar Jawan Jyoti being merged with the one in National War Memorial is going to snuff out the the martyrdom of those who actually fought and fell down under the British Army.
And one more.
Everything. But I will say this much.
I have 5 minutes. I need to go to General Sinha. I'm sorry. I'll just interrupt you there. I interrupt. I want to go to General Sinha.
1 second. Allow me. I want to show you something. This is something I want you to see. The love that the Congress party has, and therefore they're attacked today. This is a photograph from November 2016, Arnab. This is Rahul Gandhi laughing away at the funeral of a war veteran by the name of Ram Kishan Garewal. Not giving OP, laughing at the funeral of a veteran, calling them rapists, calling CD as the first CD.
Dinesh Vashni.
Bipin Rawat as Sadak ka Gunda.
I will go. Dinesh Vashni andar ke.
One pension to the military soldiers. I am asking you, are you ready to give the compulsory job to the military soldiers' sons and daughters?
Professor Vashni,
I am asking you, are you ready to revise the education money?
I mean, this is the kind of statement our honorable Prime Minister.
Nobody has forgotten.
Don't lie.
Professor Vashni, nobody has forgotten. You don't lie. You
on the name of the soldiers. You have never respected the martyrs of the country. Never.
You supported the Chinese in the
Who are you telling? 1970 war, when the victory was the biggest achievement of the military in the post-independence India.
I'd like to go to
Pakistani
General.
soldiers were captured. The Pakistan was
now. If I need to go to General K.K. Sinha, who has been most patient during the debate tonight. General K.K. Sinha, in my view, the lobby should be the last to utter a word. The same website that compared the then Chief of Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat, to General Dyer, now says that the Amar Jawan Jyoti has been extinguished. You know what their approach to the forces have been anyway. Yes, General.
No, thank you very much, Jai Hind to everybody. And I think, they will give me a, decent hearing. First thing I will tell you about what the Pillai has left it. There are total names are 13,516 engraved at India Gate. Out of that, 13,000 are the Britishers. 516 names are there of only Indians, and those names have not been engraved over there. The who laid the life even during that time, they have left out. I will tell you the Battle of Saragadi, which was fought, and 21 IOM was given. People have been fighting to get the name engraved, and they didn't allow because it was fought under the leadership of a Havaldar of Indian Army. They didn't allow that. Highest order of IOM. This is a history. You should also know about it. One more thing. There are 3,843 brave hearts laid down their life in 1971. In 72, Indian Armed Forces wanted to name to be engraved over there. The Commonwealth War Grave Commission refused this. They didn't allow a structure to come nearby, and we agreed to that. These are history. When we fought for 60 years now for a war memorial, we wanted to keep it in front of the India Gate. The people missed the bus. They didn't allow that thing to come up. Amar Jawan Jyoti would have been there. I have been dealing with this case as a ADG infantry. I have seen the files. It is so thick file if you read it, and the noting of it, if I will reveal, people will die with a shame that they can't give a war memorial to the people who laid their supreme sacrifice for the country.
Yeah.
I will just, 4 PVC was given in 1971. Their busts are there at the war memorial, 400 meters from there. If the flame has been merged over there, this is the biggest, the honor you can give it to those who has laid down the life. Today, 25,942 names are there. It is going to increase every day, where the people are laying down the life. If the flame has moved over there, I do not know why the people who do not understand the nationality, who do not understand the sacrifice, they are debating on it.
No, sir, they understand. They understand, but they have political interest, you see. I want to go to General Shaukin Chauhan right at the very end. General Chauhan, you've been patiently listening on to this debate. Do you see a pattern here? And I feel compelled to ask you just this. Can you, or from your side, say something to all the politicians who spare no opportunity, whether it is Galwan, Balakot, Amar Jawan Jyoti, National War Memorial, to every single day politicize the forces or try to politicize the forces?
Arnab, the army is the nation's army and sacrifices every day. As General KK has also said, there's been immense sacrifice over the last 75 years. And I would really request all the politicians not to politicize the army, to applaud the army's sacrifice, to make sure that over the last 75 years, the army has stood as a bulwark against foreign invasions. It continues to stand against the Chinese, against the Pakistanis, and against all kinds of internal threats. So I would really request all politicians of all hues to keep the army's position in mind, to keep our honor in mind, and to applaud our sacrifice, because that's what the army has been doing over the last 75 years. I read somewhere that the National War Memorial or a war memorial is a sacred place. It's a place where people of all of our country should go to, should take the blessings of the people who sacrificed their lives. And please don't politicize this
Absolutely.
issue.
I know. I completely. Every word you say, I agree with, sir. But I think we are going to have to try harder to make them change their ways. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, the Prime Minister has announced the installation of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statue ahead of the 125th anniversary. This is one of the first steps in the process of reclaiming the real history of India, changing the narrative. On the other side, a big debate on that and why it links up to a larger conversation on when and not whether we will rewrite our own history in a few minutes.